But it was a spectacular day for shareholders of another drug maker, MannKind. Shares surged an astounding 74% after an FDA panel recommended the approval of its experimental diabetes drug, which you inhale, which means no more needles to get insulin. Sheila Dharmarajan has more on the hopes for this new drug and what it'll take before it hits the market.
Nearly 26 million children and adults in the United States have diabetes, most of whom inject insulin on a daily basis to regulate the disease. Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk currently dominate the market for injectable insulin, ringing up a combined sales of more than $5 billion annually. But soon enough, there may be an alternative to needles. Afrezza, an inhalable diabetes treatment developed by California-based MannKind, got backing from an FDA panel for type 1 and type 2 diabetes today. The inhaler, which can fit in your palm, is meant to be a more convenient, less painful alternative to injections.
We heard over and over again how difficult a time diabetics have controlling their disease and why we need new tools and better tools.
Despite today's win, Afrezza still has a way to go before becoming available to patients. The treatment still needs FDA approval and a partner to commercially launch the drug. Perhaps most importantly, it still needs to win over patients and doctors.
In the treatment of diabetes and obesity, what we see is a market that is built on years of foundation, and because of that, it can be very difficult to move. There's a lot of inertia in these practices, and we've seen some drugs that have a lot of promise and potential take a long time to get adopted.
Afrezza isn't the first to develop an inhalable version of insulin. Pfizer launched its own version, called Exubera, in 2006. The product was eventually pulled off the market and cost Pfizer nearly $3 billion. Critics say the inhaler was bulky, there were concerns about dosing requirements, and that the company didn't do a good job marketing to patients and doctors. MannKind hopes to do better.
Doctors would like to accelerate or optimize their insulin uses, and having a different tool in their toolbox to help them do that, we think will be a great advantage.
And potentially a new solution for the nearly 2 million Americans diagnosed with diabetes every year. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Sheila Dharmarajan.